But this dive thing, you call it free dive, and we didn't know free dive was not counted as free dive. Here we just dive. That's the word we use. But then foreigners, more modernized, maybe they call it free dive because they make tanks and snorkeling goggles and all that kind of thing.
Okay, now we're on your level. See?
Yes, I can see you know what you're doing.
And what is your name? Got to ask you.
Tenson Scott. But I got lots of name, of course. You got to watch that.
There was a woman. I was at the airport 2 days ago, and someone mentioned I should talk to you,
Of course.
but I forgot where to find you. But here we are, our paths cross.
Yeah, well, that's okay. They do know if you're talking like that. Well, you can find me because they're gonna tell you about me. Just that I like to talk, and I born and live here. I travel the world. I'm still back, come back home, so I grew up here, and I'm a fisherman now, a special one though. You'd be amazed for the fishing stories. Most people are.
So you said you were born here. Tell me.
Yeah, I'm born on the other side of the street right there. Um, I was born in May 1938. My mother and father was born here also. My grandfather and them was had a kind of Portuguese blood. My grandmother, she was from Grand Cayman. So the natives of these islands, as you grow up, you would be normally a fisherman and a little farmer, but definitely you was going to fish. So by that, you didn't have the modern things that we have now for fishing, but we still could catch what you people put on television. You make a big game out of it, and the big fishes, the tuna, the marlins. Yeah, we catch them with hand lines. We don't act like you all. We do macho stuff, like the kind of line we had to use a special thing when you hook those big fish in the little small boats, 13, 14 feet long. Oh my gosh, you got to have skill to go out there and keep fishing around the islands. Bad, rather, lots of times bad. But we did skills that they don't still believe in. We tell them what we did. For instance, if you were to, a big marlin was to take a line, we pull him straight to the boat. How are you going to do that? Of course we know how you do it. We used the karate motion. You know, you never heard that in your lifetime. We use the karate motion to get the fish attention. He does what he wants. He takes the bait. He's a fish. He don't know. He's just eating something. But we are got to watch yourself and how you. But we know if you can turn his head, because the line was strong and wire. You could lose your hands, and we had no gloves. But we were skillful, real skillful. Because the foreigners didn't believe me. When I have a store, and I tried to show them, I said, telling you is one thing. Let me show you. I said, oh yes, I can show you motions for it. That will help you understand it better than just talking. I said, sure. So we had that for fishing, and to protect you in the boat, you use the karate style. Only a style of a part of the karate, not a full karate thing, a short one. To turn the head of the marlin to face the boat. And he's angry because the big hook, he had a huge hook, it would make him get pain and he want to go. So he's a fish he don't know about us. We know about him. That's the difference with fishing. So we know he got power, we know he got a pike, and we don't want to jam us or in the boat or in the sail and turn the boat over. But the one thing we want to do is to get him to the boat. So when we do this and then do that and lock it with the wire or whatever you're using, it turns his head and then he comes to you. So he come to you because he's getting hurted by the hook. So he come. If he don't come to you, how you going to manage him? He'll destroy you or take you out the boat or you become a ski. You don't want that. Okay, so we turn his head and then you hold. And when he come, prepare to jug him with a knife. You got to be prepared. Only two guys in the boat, only two. So So everybody was fish people. You fish along the beach too, hand lines. But you got to remember, if you don't handle the hand lines right, you get your fingers cut. And you have to work on the land, and you don't want that. So everybody in these islands was you'd be a fisherman. You didn't have no hospital to go to, none of that. Well, oh boy, you had one little house down here where one little Jamaica guy was living in. Oh boy, if you're sick, you go there. I went there when I was 22 years old. I had a tonsil trouble, and couldn't eat, couldn't drink. I just came back out on the merchant marine ships. I told him, and he looked. He went and he had a bottle. He bring back a bottle with different colors, red, black, green, pink. And he was stirring it, and he come to me. He said, open your mouth. I opened my mouth, and he painted it. Next morning I could eat and drink, fine. That was when I was a young seaman. I never had tonsil trouble since. So the tourist asked me, what was all those colors? What was the ingredients? I say, I don't know if he knew, but he must have knew something. I don't know, but he was using a chicken feather. That's what he was stirring with. Say, a chicken feather. I said, well, that was the old system. Not modernized. They don't use a feather, I don't think, on people's throat. Okay. So that's why they were fishermen. So you all were fish people. You eat the fish. You believe in the fish. Even though some of the fish were poison, such as the barracuda. But he is the best. Remind you, I put this in for you to say that. I say so, and I'll say it again and again. The best tasting fish in the Caribbean, I'm sure, is the barracuda. But he's the worst fish if he poison. If you eat him too much, you will end up in one of them with poison. And it's not good. The poison is not good, sir. Terrible. You might have to go to the hospital. And if you don't go, you better eat the herbs from what we had no hospital, so you better eat what the old people used to give you. Funny names of bushes. But now in modern times, you have to go to the hospital. And they still up to now don't know they're quite cured. The Americans got there. The Americans done something about Mr. Kennedy. I think the one they shot in Dallas, he decided to tell the world, or tell his three people in America, he was the president, they shot him in Dallas, and he told him how to handle it. He said, he told his doctor to give a report, and I was out in the merchant marine, they gave the report. If you eat a certain fish and you get poisoned, remember now, before you eat the fish, chop his head off, turn his tail, turn him upside down, and let the blood come out. Whoa! Man, I said, is that true? Because I'm from the Cayman Islands, we eat barracudas and everything around here. We know about the poison, but how to avoid it? We think we had no. I don't think we knew. They had too much stories on it. But when he said that, they came out with the result that all you got to do, they tell the president, all you got to do is chop the fish head off. Then when he's alive, then hold him up. When he's alive, and chop him up, and then the blood flows right out. If a doctor hears this, he will check it out and say, it will take out the poison that's in the blood.
Wow.
So that was the Cayman system that we went through. As far as the bluff is concerned, that rock you see there, the farmers use that on top to farm. You could plant little things out here, but not as good as up top. The soil up there, when you get the rain, it'll grow anything. That kind of reddish looking soil on the top, it's strong. And they would just make the farms, and because all those trees on top of the bluff, nothing did happen to them. They put more soil into the cliff on top of the bluff by people not using, cutting down the trees or anything. They make good soil. And the leaves would drop for years and years, and then they would just clean out a little area and put the farming in, and you could eat the food here, and then they had the fish, the turtles, the conchs, and the whelks, seafood. And the women were very great cooks. They got some women now that can bake some special cake if you eat it one time, like my wife here. She's a pie maker, coconut pie maker. I shouldn't mention that, because she's probably hearing me. She don't like. She bakes them on request. But the tradition of going to sea, you went to sea. There was a company in New York that take all the men from these islands. They could get a passport. They would take it, not the women. They take the men. And I went all over Europe, Japan, Australia, France, England, India, Persian Gulf, Australia, oh my gosh, Venezuela, and back here, home. Yeah, oh, it was wonderful, but it's a seaman. You get, I don't know, seaman is a funny man. They like to talk, most of them. And the ships is bad. It's not all good in it, because when the ship go down, don't forget it's coming back up. You're catching bad weather. You think you're not gonna make it, but it makes you kind of brave. So the system of the bluff itself. When you grow up here, you learn to use it. We walk over here and walk over the top, walk it, and come down on the other side. Man and woman would do that. And then you fish around here when the weather is bad on this side, like a bad weather. That other side is calm. And that island is straight, so if it come from this way, this side stays calm. If it come from that way, that side keep calm, this side get rough.
It's like the storm 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a nor'wester. This came from nor'west. We always used to have that in the olden days. So I asked tourists about it. Why is it we not getting the nor'westers? You know, the American tourists is pretty smart, you know, but well, they keep books, record for everything. And I would quickly ask them. They said, "What?" I said, "Nor'wester, they don't come no more. In the winter time, they comes in the winter, only the winter." No, we don't know what happened. All right, but those days, you fish on the south side. You're happy to get the nor'wester. You see what happened? Why you have destruction like that so much? There was nobody living too far out there by the water. None of that. The old ancestors, those trees that you see along out there, they are for protection for the one who made the island. They know, the salt don't hurt them. It hurts everything you plant here to look pretty and thing. If you watch the salt, it hurt them. That's what do these trees right now. But those grape trees, you don't hurt them, and they're right by the sea, and the salt gets on them. It don't do them nothing. So we know it's good for us that the waves don't quite get up here. If it be a bad weather, a hurricane, it might, well, a hurricane will come on top because he's a global, an island, the whole thing. But those trees can help break the seas from troubling your home back here. It helps base back the sea. So that's why we still got them. Now they're trying to cut them down. I don't think it's a great thing. I think it's a bad thing. The sea is wonderful to be around, offshore, but you can't trouble things too much in a small place. It's exposed to much danger.
When you were growing up, did you used to see a lot of brown booby birds, the seabirds? What was that like growing up? What I heard was there's lots of them back in the day, and now there's like maybe 100.
Okay. What you heard, you got to be careful what you hear. It may be true and it may not be true. It depends on why it happens or why the person speaks the way they do or what in nature that stops things from staying how it is. Because nature has a big play on doing its own things. And if it's a small place, you'll notice it's more. The booby bird, you said, the brown booby? I better correct that a little bit for you. Okay, a brown booby, you're talking about a teenager. That's a brown booby. The mature booby is not a brown booby. I know, sir. They just put these things so bad that I keep hearing my daughter, she's artistic and smart, she went to college, and she don't like me to interfere, but I got facts, real facts of things that should be said the way it was from the beginning. So the booby with the big white is the adult. And the dark on the back are brownish, but the big white, you see it. The baby ones are white when they're born. As they change that whiteness and they get brown that you're talking about, I said, that's a teenager. You don't get any eggs or nothing from them, or nothing, because they're just teenagers. And we use the mother and father, they can see the fishes, and they can tell it from the skies, and then we look, and if the brown booby's out there, we don't pay him any mind because he's not got enough sense, he ain't got enough learning. That's just a young one, a brown booby. And that's the facts I'm giving you. I don't really get it. But anyway, some people just write up things. They hear a little bit and they get off course with that. They got stories. My daughter even thinks she had one woman that know her and was writing up a book about these brown boobies. It's okay, but when it comes to my knowledge in the time, I say, the brown booby? He's a crazy one. He's a young one. He doesn't know what he's doing. Now we talk about the other one, we use him for being smart. He can tell us where the fish is. That little young one, he don't know nothing. But he's a brown one, right through, complete. And they use him for what reason, I don't know. Maybe that can be explained. But I am giving you the facts of what I just tell you. That's how they are. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the eggs of the booby bird. Not the brown booby, because the brown booby can't lay because they're too young. But the mother and father that comes from the brown booby and change to get this white has matured. Do you know the story about that? Oh my Jesus, they don't know that one. But let me tell you this. As soon as a man married a woman here in this island, the women would insist for him going on the edge up top. You been to the lighthouse? Well, on the north side of the lighthouse, or on the edge where the island turns at that. She sent him there on the edge to pick up a couple of bird eggs, booby bird eggs. So in picking that up, you have to be careful that you don't slip because you will die. You will fall. And it's right on the edge that they do this. They mix in this right to the edge. Why we don't know, it's just a matter of nature where they like to make their nest on the edge. So we get the eggs, you bring it back home to your wife. She sends you on the edge. The Americans said, which is the divers that come here, and I talk a lot and they meet up with me. I had to straighten a couple of things for them because they have it all wrong. They're making a movie out of it and they still got it wrong. I said, no. They say, yeah, we heard that. Oh my God, why did the wife send their husband on the edge? So you get the eggs. We heard that this. I said, what did you all hear? Well, we heard that you didn't have divorces in the Cayman Islands, way back. There was no divorce case. You get married, you stayed married. I said, and there's 2 ways to solve that. You could get divorced if you want, because we were British from the beginning. Okay? Oh, I said, yes, ma'am. But what you all heard is, because you want to get rid of him now, and there was no divorce, you send him to get the egg, and then the chance he fell off, and you can get someone else. And they scream and they clap and say, yes. I said, you're making a movie, but that's not right. So better get it right. She sent him get the eggs because as soon as 7 days, making eggnog out of the booby egg, not chicken egg. After the 7 days, she thinks she knows she has a husband, but she finds out now she has a lover. Can you beat that? No. In the modern world, no. You can't beat that, but that's a booby egg, not a chicken egg. So, and we kept that up. They kept that up. Every young man who gets married, the wife gonna send him, you want these eggs. Why? The women, they're mysterious, as you must know by now, I guess. But they do have certain technique of understanding things about certain things. And they insist that go and get the eggs. Even though he might die, but try to be careful and don't watch yourself on the edge. She wants him to watch. She wants her husband not to die as the way foreigners think. Because what happened here, because of no divorce, the reason what happened, there was no place for go and watch the ladies dance. There was nobody with a swimsuit on. None. So, what was carried on is amazing to modern times, but they only didn't call it amazing. We had it as reality, so it was easy for you to marry it and be happy. But otherwise, you're single, and you don't see what you could dream, look at a magazine from some country, you don't know. But that's how we were. So, to get any enjoyment of the young men in school with girls hoping soon to be married, because there was no tourists coming, married to the same one you like in school. You would go up here and spot bait, this is the district, you would carry the girls right there. When they say you take them, they agree. And they all could swim. And if you couldn't swim, your kid brother, you dump him right there and dump him. This swimming pool business with people on the swim, when it makes money out of everything in the modern world. Oh, no. You carry him there and say, go home back, you can't come. And he insists, so you get there, you dump him right there in the deep. But he don't drown. He comes back, and from the time that clicks, it clicks. It's something that clicks like a valve. You open it and close it, and then he can swim hereafter. Okay. So all that we did simply. Now they would say it's risky to dump somebody. Oh yeah, if you don't know them and don't know they can, you're not responsible. Okay, so when that happened, you know what we got out of that? The young guys? Come on. The girls from this is up here. Tight, go straight to here. And they're there to go in the sea. They don't swim as much as we do. They took fruits and threw them in the water, and the fruits go down, and we guys dive. We use the word dive, you call it free dive. No, it's just dive. Of course, modern times you put that on it to make you know what you're doing. We didn't have no tanks and no piece on your face, so we just go. So the girl clap. When you do that, the girls clap you. You go back to school saying, she clapped me, the girl. Whichever one clapped. But then what we get for ourselves, we dump the girls in the water. We just push them in. And they're standing there on the edge. We just make sandwich right to the other body and we push them. The one that drops in the water, when she comes out, the dress is stuck to her body. And we say, yeah, would you believe we used to have this for years and years? Because, like I say, man has ideas, but he's not so sure. And nobody, no bars, no girl dances in the bar, nobody stripped it. It was nothing like that. So that's just part of Cayman Brac life. But when we went overseas now, we get to see, oh my God, the things we saw. We come back with it, man. Telling these other guys that he ain't going to see yet. The crowd would just swarm around you. The women didn't like what we were saying, but that was usual. It wasn't like he was saying. So the birds up there, how they used to be, now they're talking about, I think you mentioned something like that. The birds, what's happening to them. Now I'm going to ask you a question concerning the booby bird. You need to know something about that, right? Something was, you say something was eating them or something?
No, I'm just curious when you were growing up if you felt like there are more birds on the island than there are today.
Well, I
'Cause
would
now,
say,
they said
well, I think hurricane has killed a lot of birds. These islands has hurricanes. My grandfather told me he was 104 and 5 months when he died, my grandfather. Now in May I'm going to be 86. But I'm his oldest grandson, the rest is gone. Okay. The booby birds were also laying on the beach up here in those days, when he was a boy. Well, when I born and lived here, I born right over there, and I lived here till I was 19, then I went to the world. Okay. It wasn't no booby on the ground laying up here. No. So all those times between when he was a boy, what happened? Well, you had one or two big hurricanes. 1932 was one, the other one 1915, I think. Yeah. The seas passed here and went straight to the base of the bluff. So a lot of things got destroyed. Well, what I saw was still plenty of booby birds, I would say. In the afternoon, you could sit here and they keep coming up they go hunting down there, and they come up in the evenings, flocks of them, and they come up flying to go up here. Okay. I would say that it is not as much booby, I don't think. But there is a question that I have to ask myself. They're not that bad to say, well, it's not that half of them died out. Because they had a white bird with a long tail comes here in January and February and March. Mid-June or so, they take the young ones, or they go back. I don't know where they come from, but they come from north. I don't know, from Cuba or where. And they're bosuns, and they laid here. Come to find out, they don't lay a lot of eggs or anything. Like the booby, he lays 2 eggs. If you take them away soon enough, he will lay 2 more. But after that, you ain't going to get any more. None. Sometimes not every booby will lay 2 eggs, as far as we could tell, because we always look at them. You don't get to all the boobies, because if the egg is spoiled, no sense in bringing it home to make the eggnog. So I would say they got a lot of theory now in the island that cats are eating the boobies. When I heard that, before I heard that, I'm the guy, you been to the lighthouse? I'm the guy that goes right over. Gone. No ropes. That's me, only me. Crazy, a little bit, but I could do it. I did it not just 10, 20, and 30, more times. I went for the gemstone they got called Caymanite. I also went for the booby eggs, because sometimes they lay down below, trying to get away from the humans, I would say, maybe. Okay, I get them too. And fishing is good up there. You go over and fish, crazy, but no restrictions. Because I don't even think, well, some of the government might know. I don't think all the government know that I go over. It's hard to believe it. Somebody will go over there, just go with your fingers and your toes. But I did all that. That can be proven now in spot video, all know. Okay. So here is what may interest you. If it is happening that these cats are doing it, here is something else that is doing it that I know that destroy the booby bird. Of course, we eat eggs. But there's something else. When I went over one time to get some Caymanite, it was the booby time till late December. And I decided to check one of the nests that I know, because they always use the same nest, and maybe two more nests, but one nest is always used. So does the children or the mother use it again? And I found the mother dead right alongside the nest. Her chest was eaten out. Something ate her chest out. So I examined it good, and I said, from where I come down, there ain't no cats in the world unless they got wings. And cats don't have wings. They can come down there and eat a bird and eat our chest out. I didn't forget it. I just kept it in my memory box. What in the world? Now we have hawks here. They were the chicken hawks. They eat chicken, little chickens. It didn't suit my knowledge. So one day some Americans came investigating like you're doing about parrots. They talked to me too. Well, anyway, they were trying to find the amount of parrots in the island. They can't find the amount of parrots in the island because the thing is, you got to come when the parrots is out here. They're in these trees here, screaming all day long. You can't even sleep out here. They're making noise. And this is not the only place. It's all over the island. So what happens, they came to look for the parrots, but the season was gone for checking them out. And because of that, I told them, I said, look, they told me there's only 50 parrots left. And when I laughed, and I said, don't laugh, Mr. Scott. I said, you people, do you know when you're talking to me, Tenson? I said, yes, we heard about you. Well, okay. That cliff in there where some of us have to use a machete to go into, and you all don't go up there with machetes and think they're shot, but you can't get in where these birds are. And they're not mating now, and they're not having young ones now. So how are you going to be able to find them and count them? Come on. And they can't. Come here when the season is on, and got all the chances to check these birds out. I said, well, here's one to do for me. I gave one of that, and I better listen to what I said, but now I want to do something for me. What kind of birds that you got, hawks from your country that could come down the Caribbean here and mess around the booby bird? I said, it's a booby bird. What you know? And I told him what I told you, but the one with the chest is, ooh, over the edge. I said, uh-huh. So no wild animal is coming down. I do it. I'm an animal, but a human animal, and I go down. And I know if I make one mistake, I'm dead. So no cat ain't getting down there. He would have to have a reason, and I see him in a tree climbing backways, but he's not going to climb up there backways. So I said, what kind of bird? She went in her book. They had a big book. You turn the leaf. I said, that look like a fish hawk, and they're huge. I said, it's not a fish hawk. Take a good look. My God, it wasn't a fish hawk. It's a bird hawk, yeah. I mean, eat bird. He said, the booby bird, if he attack it, he wouldn't be able to handle it in the sky, to carry it. So he'll make an attempt, if he's real hungry, and catch it on the nest, and break the cord of his neck, and turn him over and eat the chest out. I said, aha. So there goes the booby birds, huh? Okay, thank you all for that information. I'm glad to know. But I didn't do nothing about it. I didn't, you know this island. So I just kept, and now when I heard all this ruction going on, I said, if it is the cat, I doubt it, but if it is the cat, they got more than the cat. Well, we eat the eggs, of course. But then these birds, these hawks, they feed around the island for 2 or 3 months to be around here. I hear them in the sky when they make noise. They're fighting or they're talking way up there. So they got them too. So I said, I better try to talk to the government. But I never did went and tell them about this thing. I never tell them. But when I heard somebody say they was talking to some guy about birds and thing, and they called me on the phone, and I told them, well, whoever comes to me, well, what they want to talk about, just say, I'll talk, and I can remember things. So and they say, well, we told them about you, we don't know if they come and I say, okay, they come and I said, it had to be you. It was talk. Because this island is very gossipy. You know. Woo, believe you me, they talk. So you ever been fishing in your life?
I have been fishing, yep. Not sea fishing, just freshwater.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Do you know it's, well, it matters, but it doesn't matter. Because big fishes with your hands, oh my gosh. If you see it, you have to believe it. Because, you know, here is the power. It's up here is where it is. It's not the hands are something you use. When the Cayman Island people get corn in your hand here with the machete you use on the cliff, and never had all these modern things. You press the button and get it in cut. And we never had all that. But now they got it, of course. But the fishing was good. So a Caymanian knows things and about the sea. So I don't know if anything else you want to ask.
Yeah, what do you think about the cats? I heard there's a cat problem now. Past 20 years or so, 10 years.
Well, to tell you about the cat, I'll have to talk about the rats. They're on the same level of things. We go up here, the rats were plentiful. But no hospital. Let's get this. No hospitals here. People live long here and no hospital. So, and they all these rats. Plenty. So you get a rat trap. We only had the trap that you set out of metal. We didn't have the thing that you can stick and suck. They hold on to it, they could kill them. We didn't have that advance. But these rats, and then people get cat. But the cats would just, why they're having the cat problem is, I'm sure through the experience that we know why they're having the cat problem. Most people favor a dog to have more than a cat. So when they did have a cat, the cat would catch the rats. But after a while, the cats didn't want the rat. He wants things from the stores. Would you believe that? I'm telling you. So look at what's happening there. Then people get these cats. They get them, and the way they get more cats, and they take it as the children had more chance to feed the cat if they want to feed them. Children had money, and before the children have the money, just not to buy candy for himself, not to give it to things. Nature has changed up a lot of things. Now when you get the facts of things they start wondering, well, what's happening? What's happening? Huh? It is a lot of things that is happening, but only if you can trace it back and find out some answer from how things were before. Because if you find out now, all these cats, you never used to see much cats in one house. Some people had 3, 4 cats. And what they going to do, obey rules? No. The vet people comes, they charge a lot of money to keep them in line, and some people don't want to spend the money. So what are you getting all these cats for? Okay, there's a question to ask. I only can tell you what I saw, how we grew up. So as far as the booby bird is concerned, when they figure about these hawks, and this story about how a woman would eat these eggs to become a husband, become a lover, because of the eggnog, but it's booby eggnog. If you think about it, what should we worry about in this life? Knowing the way things were here, we live happy, live long, and you keep slim, you didn't have to jog. Because if you saw somebody running this time, we were not asked what happened. There was nothing called jogging here. All right? But the world believes in that now. All right? I mean, what is that? To keep fit. Well, these people live long, and they never jog. Come on, they didn't jog. Okay. But maybe it's because of nature from the past, of way back. But I'm telling you things that will make, if you can prove other things, then you put it with the modern thing, it makes you scratch and wonder. But that's the only answer you can get because there was nobody going around really harming birds. Not like only the doves, the little small doves, we boys would catch them and eat them in the old days. And if you won't come out of the sun, your mother would tell you she's going to call the police because you're using slingshot and killing little birds. Well, then you don't kill them more for a week because you're afraid. Of course, this island had all of my growing up one police. And you know what they do if they have trouble in the dance hall? If it goes to a kitchen dance or a house dance, this skinny guy is not like a soldier, but he's a police. You know what happens if trouble starts? And you know at times trouble will start and people are drinking rum, beer. He just look at you. The biggest guy give you trouble. He said, okay, you're going to go in jail now. And then you say, what? They can't touch me. Then he picks out 3 or 40 guys in the name of the Queen, assist me, and they pick him up and just hold him and they put him in jail. So all this went on. Look at it now. It's not like that now. Oh no. They have normal police. You got to call them. Your own friend would help you go in jail. You got to obey him because he'll put you in jail if you don't obey him. In the name of the Queen, this authority that they had here in these islands. Okay, so everything has changed, sir. And who wants to say like the cat and the cat? Yes, there are a lot of cats, but people had started. The people get money and people could bring in all kind of different foods for cats. You give the cats a little bit that you get out of the pot that you eat. If you got 5 people in your family, everybody eat out of the same pot. No, I don't eat that, and I don't like that. Come on, sir. You're going to start with that, you got to eat what's cooked in that pot. So these are the island thing, but it's not so now. Oh, believe you me, I got my house. No. Now, I could eat anything. I've always known that I would eat anything because just eat it and swallow it and it's gone. You don't have to worry about it no more. That's the theory I had about things. That's why they call me, my name is Tenson, my mother gave me that, but they call me Dagwood and Blondie. Well, I call myself that. They call me Dagwood because I like everything I get. I don't want to give my friend them. My friends, yes, but so I eat it. That's Dagwood. And they call me Hard Rock when I do these crazy climbs and all this kind of thing. And fisherman, but that's because I'm a good fisherman. I know the fishes. I mean, how to catch them with hand lines. Well, the rest of them know too, but I'm a real specialty in that because I perform a lot of things that they didn't know around here. For a generation, they didn't know to catch certain fish, and it just pops up at it in my mind, stick around, and I find out the answer. And they give me help for it. You shouldn't say that. I say, how you mean? I found it out. Good gosh, you don't want that? It's happening out in foreign countries. You go there to do all kinds of things, experiment, to do things. So I find, and don't believe me. And just about 5 or 6 days ago, I had the government people come up doing me the same thing you're doing right now. And I had to give them, they were laughing at me. They said, Mr. Scott, oh my God. I said, yeah, it was about how you find things out. I said, well, not everybody can have them. You're born with a gift, you're born with a gift. That's all it is. I'm no greater than the other one. I just born with a gift, and I got very strong mind about things. As a seaman in the old rugged style, and that's good for like a man going to the Army or Navy, just a seaman. So there is all kind of things in this island, but those things I heard lately, if they say that the cat is the cause of it, they've been trying to find something to say. The trouble is with the islands is, if you go way back, if you can get that story about way back, you'll be surprised. The things that can be done and done by nature will help you. And sometimes if you don't fool around nature, you'll mess your brains up trying to solve it. But if you go along with it, you work out just fine.
So do you think the boobies should be saved? What do you think about the cats being trapped by the government?
Unless they can prove that the cats are... Right now, the government won't let us trouble the booby birds, the eggs. How do you think a real born Caymanian here, what women, and the women was broadcast this thing, how you think they're going to feel that they want you to send foreign country and buy a bottle of something, therefore you got it right here that God gave it, and it works. I mean, yes, the government got power. They can do what they want to do. I mean, to a certain extent, to say this and that. But I don't really think that if they get rid of the cats, I can tell them this. As long as those them birds, the tourists told me them birds are here for 2.5 months. They think he hangs around these islands and go back to Cuba or something, then he go back to where he come from. He eats, I don't know if he eats twice a day, how is the hawk meals go. Maybe twice a day, maybe one time a day. I don't know. But we didn't kill no boobies. The only thing we killed was the egg. And we didn't get all the eggs because you couldn't walk everywhere, this edge. Up there is not too bad. But further down, going down on the other side, the trees, when you walk, you better be a guy that knows because you got trees with prickles on it. And if you stumble up near to the edge trying to peep, you could fall off. Me and another guy done it one time, and we got about 80 eggs. Most of the nests had 2, but that means one gonna spoil. She takes long to, when she lay the other one, when she lay the first one, she starts to set. So they get warm quicker before she can get the other one laid and get him warm. So one chicken, most of the time, one egg, stays spoiled. She gets off and run get food all the time and not trying to hatch the other egg. So sometimes they're not like a chicken. They can bring off a lot of chicks. But the thing that I used to do, it wasn't everybody. It's one of those guys that, well, some of the guys just wanted to drink rum, didn't go up there. They can't drink rum and go look eggs because you know what's going to happen to them, and the head's not good. But the man that could keep a steady head and his wife would send him and get the eggs. And it went on for years and good. And right now, today, there's a man at my age, he live up here, he just married a girl from Israel. Oh, he was so like to get an egg. I had to go along with him up here. And his wife is Israeli, and she hears so much about these eggs, this bird. So I went and I picked the eggs. I moved the bird off, and that's it. Get away. I'm not afraid of them. They look like they're going to pick you with a strong bill. They're going to pick you. But I went and said, move yourself, because I'm not afraid of them, because I know she's not going to really harm you, but she'll move away. And she moved away, and I picked up the 2 eggs. I hold it, and she took a camera. She's from Israel, and she took the picture. Because her husband met her, and he keep telling her about it. When she go to the Cayman Islands, she's going to get these nice eggs. It's an eggnog, but you'll never forget the taste of a booby egg. And I mean that. You will never forget the taste once you eat that eggnog. Why is it this bird got this kind of taste? And this may be the answer. We don't know. I had hoped that the Americans would have know something about it, ask the government, let them get 2 eggs. Take it back home. Test it. Because when you pop the egg, sir, the whole inside of the 2 pieces is blue as a bead. Come on. What kind of thing is this? That alone would say, oh my, what is this? Okay, so they could test. You know, you're in a foreign country, they were good on the testing. Oh, Lord. And I say, if it's nothing more than just imagination, people like to talk or something, so be it. But it came out from the women. And they ain't going to send their husband who they loved all their life in school, and then they marry them and go up there on age fooling around booby and get killed. The woman not going to send her. But they did send their husband to get these eggs. Because we use the chicken egg to make eggnog. It's okay, you can drink it. But it don't work in no 7 days to him becoming a lover. No. But the booby eggs, oh my. And at my age, I still think about it. If I don't think about it, it don't bother me. I eat the other eggs, the normal eggs. But, gosh, the booby eggnog.
So when you were younger and you would go to the bluff, would you say there was more boobies and more nests than there are today?
Well, I don't check them out anymore. I don't check them out anymore because while I'm laid up, I don't even fish now. My feet are sick, blood circulation. Maybe I messed up too much and done too much climbing and standing. This island got lots of birds now. You hear that? You hear that? They are birds, but then booby bird, we would say it had a lot of boobies, but since then, maybe it's not, but it had nothing to do with, because there wasn't that much people getting the eggs, because there was only a woman that married and wanted her husband to know, yes, and she could give him authority and go. Other ones didn't worry around the egg like that. They know they wouldn't run the risk. Not everybody was a real climber. You know how that works with climbing. And some is very gifted, like me, with climbing. So your question if it was more birds. We used to sit out here in the evening when the sun's going to set that it doesn't hurt your eye when she's setting. And the birds would come up that go out hunting for food. And it would be big flocks of them, sometimes 10 in this, and the next one got 8, and the next one got 10, and 6 or so more flocks going east to the thing. Nobody does that now. Nobody. Unless the foreigners try that, because they may try to check things out. Nobody do that. But all I know is that if that bird, if those birds keep eating those birds when they come here, that is it's something the government can't do nothing about. Those birds that travel and come. If they're trying to protect the boobies, and they can prove that the cats are eating the boobies too, well, it's nobody going to look the booby eggs anymore. Because it is so much things people are taking now to get the same love, to turn you into a lover. They got it broadcast on the radio and television all the time. Okay, so it's not that. But if it is that the cats are so thick, I see a lot of cats. I see them. I don't see in a big pile at one time, but I'll see a white one today, and maybe tomorrow I'll see a black one and a gray one. Pass and look. I don't have any. And we had cats, but didn't last long. On the street is there, and he goes across and comes down. When I bam, they killed him. So we lose 2 like that. So I didn't have no more cats at all, nor a dog. I had 1 dog. But if that is the case, if they're doing it not just to look a publicity or write a book or say something about the Caymans, it's a lot of things that can be said that can make books out of. But if it's because of the eggs and to stop it, we don't go and look for the eggs no more. Nobody. Up there, some of the guys say, I got a good mind to go up there and pick up everyone on the beach. You'll hear guys say, they don't like how the government make rules. But that don't mean that they're really going to do it for constantly, because it was the women who praised their husbands for doing it and thinking he's such a great guy. But the taste is fantastic. As far as the man's concerned, the wife, she claims, "Ooh, I got a lover." Well, now that's the women talk. So you have to give them some kind of credit. They seem to know things. But otherwise, from that, I just hope that it is so much thing that is really happening now. I'm not just based off the Cayman Islands. I think the world is in a shock right now. But it is bad what's happening. If they don't hurry and solve it, it is more things going to happen. And even if they could solve, I don't think they can solve it 100%, because man didn't make it. Anything that man make, he can solve. Anything he make, no matter how nice it is and fascinating or expensive, he can solve it. He has a little clue of solving it. But when man don't make it, got to be careful. He may never understand it. That's just the way it is to be. And he may could understand it if you go deep in it, just studying, more than trying to, use it for his own way. Because I know things that, for instance, the pie that she makes, oh my God, it's a pity you didn't get a piece of that pie. You would just, no matter how much pie you eat at coconut pie, but when you taste hers, you would say, ah, and then of course I would butt in and say, okay, don't tell her I tell you. Here is the key. Because, once you make something, other ones can imitate it and make it. But why is it the words about her so much? And I'm here, I know it. I know a little trick in it. I know. It's very simple. It comes from the tree itself. Not because it's a coconut tree. Not because it's a coconut tree and you make a pie from it. You're going to taste, even if made from by a good cook, when she make it, she has to get my idea and hers together. And you get the right one from the tree. Not the one that is dropping under the tree, not him. Not the one that is about to drop under the tree, not him. And not the youngest one either. You got to get that one that, and then the taste of that is not as strong as the other one, but it blends so good when she uses it, and she uses her own crust. She makes her own crust. And the tourists, Jesus, the tourists climb, they climb with ropes and they come here and they must mark it up on where they stay. Check Miss Scott that makes the coconut pie. And they keep coming. Every time they come and ask me, I say, are you a rock climber? I say, yeah. I say, and what do you want? I say, about a pie. I said, oh my God. That building you all stay in. Where what? They leave a book? I said, no, they got it written on the wall. I said, Jesus, my God, my poor wife. So
World
yeah,
famous.
yeah. Well, my daughter, she's an artist, and she writes something. I made a necklace and does jewelry. There's a little creature on the rocks out there. He's been there because the Americans know his name. We had to make a name for him, but the Americans they already got names. Or they do a search, and they come here and they saw me. I made a necklace. She take my neck and send it to Grand Cayman. She's my daughter. They called me up, want me to come. I said, I'm not coming. What do you want? Said, your necklace. I said, what necklace? I said, my daughter sent you a necklace? I said, yeah. I said, oh my God, that belongs to a man that married a Japanese girl. Oh my Jesus. What is it? Anyway, that's my daughter do that. So I said, all right. So I should come. Yes, bring your daughter and your wife. You're all artistic. But we want you. So I went, oh my Jesus. You know what they gave me for that little blasted little necklace? 6,000 CI dollars. No, they're crazy as hell down there. I must tell you the truth. When they come on the money, I was so shocked. Well, now I can talk, but when I saw the envelope and I took a peep, I said, I see so much zeros. I just passed the envelope to my wife. I said, you take this. Not that I wasn't happy, but why are they doing this? I'm a fisherman. But I came up with it. I do a little jewelry, right? I went to sea. I talk to people too, the jewelers. And see things and ask something. So by that I make this necklace and I make it. But the necklace is dirty. It's not dirty, but it's dirty. I met a woman in there and she said, Mr. Scott, I want to put you in my book. I said, you can put me in your book, ma'am? Yes, I'm from New York. I'm writing a book. I want to put you in it. Could you just tell me, could you clear this up for me, please? Why is it the boy get beaten for talking about this? I said, oh, yeah, the creature humps up on a rock. He only humps up on a rock out there, and he's out there and he didn't Cayman. So now you take a flashlight and go, you'll find him humps up on a rock. There's nothing dirty about it, but the boy tell the girl on the street, I want to be with you, like hump up on you like a sea beef on a rock. So when they get in the head, she figure you ain't going to grab her, and they start screaming. I said, that's all. It's not. It sounds dirty, but it's not dirty. Because the thing is on the rock. And he did say, like this thing on the rock. That's all. But she said that the whole world can come to an end. And he said that. So they get beaten as the old days. So I said, I made it. So they gave me the $6,000 for that necklace. The rest people there with their little prizes, pretty good. But they took that to be one hell of and today, this day, I'm still making them.
What is that necklace made of?
They're from the shell. I was on the beach and he's out there now. He stick right on. And the government banned him too. They're banning everything. You know, I can be fair with you. If you're going to use modernism in an island, you got to be careful how you use it. Because modernism people, they go through a different little situation than what we live in. For instance, the things that here we eat freely, you're going to get it. No marine laws. Because you wasn't destroying anything really. You're just eating it. And not that much people, it wasn't, it just some Caymanians around. And
it could coexist.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. But now, you know what the people are saying? The government better watch it. It's a good thing we're not rebellious, like how we see some countries are, because we have serious trouble. But they're angry. Because we can't eat this. You can't fish here. This is marine. We understand what the marine is going to be meant to see. But my gosh, if you put a little fishing line in your hands, a little line in your hand, not a trap, and a couple little hooks, and you catch some fish. And they're going to say, no. Oh, my good God. So the island is going to survive. It's doing pretty good. But I don't know, the Caymanians are getting noisy and they don't like what's happening. What the government should do, ease up some of the things. If you got to make a law, you make a law. You find a good reason why you have to make a law, and make it. That is it. But you can't just, for instance, people eat certain things and we don't eat it. We eat some things and some people don't eat. I know people come in, they don't eat that creature. That little creature that's on the rock. We didn't eat him either, but we eat other things. And we still know people that don't eat the wills, big ground shell. This little creature though, I can show you when you finish here, take it in the store and see it. But I tell you what, they got to watch it for these things. And if you don't watch out, the Cayman Brackers is mostly humble people. They have always been. When I was in Philadelphia, as a young man, 22 years old, I heard the immigration with something, and they was talking about the ships coming into Philadelphia. I think that was the second largest shipping port in America when I was there, Philadelphia. The ship was just coming in to and fro. And they said something when they come on the ship to see if everybody's okay, the immigration. And they said, we wish we had all you Caymanians coming into the seaport here. Well, I couldn't believe that because America is a hell of a great country. And I wonder what. So when I asked the man, completely, I said, sir, what can you tell me? Why do you want Caymanians? We didn't got enough people to supply all these ships. He said. I said, so why you would want us? We don't have the money. The women don't come to sea. So he said, well, I tell you, mister, with two immigration, you are good people. And from then until this day, here I am telling you the same thing that I heard. Good people. We are the good people now. You got some left here. Some is dead and gone. But soon there ain't going to be any more of the people that they were talking about. No. We were brought up that way. Like I said, the way you were brought up as a child here, your neighbors know you, your family. So if you get away from your mother and try to run across the street up there, who do you think stops you? Your mother don't see you got away from her, but that one that stops you and tells you straight, back home. Hey man, you won't believe it, and you better go. You can go ahead and run, but then you got it worse on you. Because you can have the family is going to all turn, and then you come back home, ooh, there's a whipping fight. So you did that. Little mischief boys, girls were not so. But rules and respect were shown. I'm going to say something to you. We had to learn about him, God himself here. So what we learned, the book, we didn't make up anything. We had to get it from foreign. So we had the King James version here. That's what I taught from my grandfather taught me. He was 104 and 5 months when he died, and he died because he couldn't see. He had cataract, and he went to move and he fell and hit his head. That's why he was still one, and he was smart. He knew when it's going to rain, when the wind going to shift. Never had no satellites, no radio, no nothing, no television. But he knew, and I took some of his thing. He used to ask him a lot of questions. You know, when you're asking too much, but he would give me some, and I would use it and try to remember it. I would be a fisherman. So in those days, everything could be just things. So all I know is going to happen right now is that we like the tourists. We like the tourists because it makes sense. But the tourists the way the world is right now. Or we've been going on. We do like the tourists. But now, the tourists seem to like us too. Because they got what they want. They love the sea. Oh, they love the sea. No joke about that. I understand that. I'm a fisherman. And they tell me, well, do you dive? I say, you talking about a tank? Come on, man. No way. I use a wood box. And I look at all the fishes down there and what they're doing. They take my hook and I watch them too. And see the coral. I don't need to go down there. They say, oh, you used to do that when you were small? I say, yeah, my grandfather had done that. When I grew up, I saw that and I loved that. But I say, I went to see and then I see you dive or something. I think you're pretty smart. You're taking a chance down there. It's all kind of thing. Then they asked me about sharks. I said, well, the shark can come back and do you anything. How do you fix that they don't do in their sharks? I said, they don't. They come to you if they smell blood. That's all. The one beyond the drop-off, oh my God, they chase the big ships. They'll eat you. Yeah, already, they're good. They will attack you because they chase the ships and all the garbage that come from a ship, they eat it. They're different sharks. The one in here, sometimes we get a joke on how come bring the girls down there, some tourists right down there where the fisherman comes in at night and they clean the fish there and the shark comes. 3, 4 of them. And the tourists, when they bite at each other, and the tourists, and they splash water up on the beach right tourists with their screens. These sharks, I want to live here. Man, you think they're going to be like this after if you go swimming? They don't worry with you. But that those, you got to brave divers or snorkelers, and then you got those that are not so brave, but they like the snorkeling. And then he's a Bracker, but getting old now, and He don't like too much.
So what's your opinion on the cats being trapped and
Well, I don't really, whatever they do about cats, it depends on why they're doing it. If you got a good reason enough, because the good book says, be kind to the dumb creatures. That's what God warns about. The dumb creatures don't make this world at all. Human makes this world. Therefore, like the sea, it says in the sea, man will dominate over the fishes in the sea. You're a man, I'm a man. So if you go out there and you want 50 fish, they're having babies all the time. Go ahead and get the 50 fish. What are you going to do with them? Sell them to the crowd of people? Fine. Sell them. You cannot keep things so nice, because what happened one time, there was only one truck in this island when I was born. One truck. The doctor had one car. You had to take a piece of metal, come out and push it up in the car, and crank it for it to start. You see what they got now? The amount of things they got now. So what happened in between? The question you're asking, you're not basing on the vehicles and things, but everything has to do with something, but it's nature. Nature of the people, if they have too much cats, they're not supposed to have one cat or feed it properly. I see the rat in my house, and he run outside, and the cat's standing right by the door. And they stand by the door, and you know what the cat do? The rat jumped right over the cat head, and all he done was this and look, and never chase him. What do you think he want? The cat is want food. And there was a rat.
so you think the cat trapping is good or bad?
Well,
If it's for the reason of trying to save the booby bird.
well, if they can prove, good gosh, if you get facts, you got facts. If they can prove that the cats are eating the booby birds, my God, do what you got to do. I'm telling they can make up that, but if they're only because of ideas and not quite seeing it, because you got to watch that in life. You better watch it, because then you make more trouble. Something you did that wasn't quite right, then you got to get rid of that and cut. No. So I know that part that I tell you about what killed the bird, the booby bird, over and eat out the chest. That was some kind of bird-eating bird. And if it's a hawk, which it had to become, you have nothing else. Kind of cat could not come down there. And this was years ago. This was about, I would say, 10 or more years ago. And the only time I could get it solved was when I asked those bird people from the United States. I said, oh my God, so it's a hawk. But I didn't worry about it. I never knew we're going to come to this, that all these cats were around. But it's like everything else. If you do the kind of fishing wrong, you're going to destroy something if you do it wrong. But if you do it normal fishing, oh God, like how we used to, oh my God, they're not going to destroy nothing, because you only eat it. We couldn't have fridge to put it. So how much you going to catch? So you could salt it with some salt on it, and it lasts you 1 year after you salt it. But you had to soak it for about 3 hours to get the salt out of it. Okay. So, but man, now they're banning that too. They're banning the fishes. And they got fishing spots you can't go. No, you would understand it if you were a foreigner. Because they got places. I got friends who went out there and say you can catch a fish that long or that long. Here, nobody would ever tell you if you want to eat it. They would look and say, oh my God, you're going to get a bone, you might. That fish is too small. But nobody go against it and say you got to let it go. Because you didn't usually go and catch a whole part of that. No, you didn't do that. And most Cayman Brac, we eat big fish. Everybody like the big fish and get big slices from it so you don't get them a bone in your mouth. But now, you got other people living here who like eat the small fishes. And that can go against things. But if they find out that the cats are eating the boobies, well, you got to do something about it. The booby, I think, just to think about how good the eggs were, I would say, even if I don't get the egg, I would say, yeah, you better set some kind of trap for the cat. I mean, you can't. There was never here like that. Because I used to go up there and climb that bluff. I never see a cat up the lighthouse. Never. That doesn't mean now the way there's so much cat that maybe the cat don't stray up there and go up there. But I'm knowing that there was no home up there. Nobody goes up there picnic and have a big feast and left some food there. It was nothing like that here in the Brac. No,
So
nothing.
you don't. So you think that if the cats are on the bluff, they're going there to eat the booby eggs because there's no homes there, so there's no other reason for them to go there and get
Yeah,
food
well,
except for the
yeah,
cat.
well, if the cat, you got, if the cat goes on top of the bluff and he gets up there and he have babies and they got to hunt on their own system, then if they attack the boobies and they can prove that they're eating the boobies, I think the boobies, from because of those eggs, I would say, good God, protect the boobies, you know, because of what I know about the bird with the eggs, how good they were. But when it comes, it don't make me live any better if I can buy some tonic, special tonic if that's the case. But at least we had that here. If that was an island thing, it wasn't a foreign thing. So it was just a little island thing. So they have to do what they want to do. But I'm saying if they're just going by gesture, I gave them one. Check that out. Does the hawk is eating them? Okay, if the hawk is in, what they gonna do? But they can't do a doggone thing about the hawk. No, I can tell you, they ain't got now. Well, there's no drones to go up there and kill the hawk. I don't think got them. So the hawk's gonna always come and do what he's doing. In that case, now I know it was had some kind of be a hawk do that. So if they're still doing it, maybe one of these times, not every season, things come in different time of year. In season, those hawk mightn't come. Those birds that used to be here, those white with a long tail, they call them bosuns. Jeez, they wake up in the morning, they're making so much noise about your house top. Yeah, but all of a sudden we ask the Cubans, the Cubans say they comes to Cuba too, but they don't stay there. And they have eggs over here, and then the young one that goes back. So that is nature, but nobody worried about them, and only a few of them is coming around now. So we don't know what happened to them. Nobody. We used to eat their eggs, but you couldn't hardly get to where they lay their eggs because they don't lay on top of the bluff, but you could pick them up. They go up in holes in the side of the cliff, way up, and you couldn't climb up to that like that to go up. Mm-mm. Only if you find one or two near down to the on the rock and walk up the back and you see it. But to climb the side of the bluff is hard to do it down this way of the island in little holes where the bird would go through holes inside. But the booby, I heard it. I heard about the cats. But I say once the government can also remember that I find out by going over the edge that the boobies get at over the edge. It's not everywhere over the edge that the booby lay. No, but on top, they got plenty of place up there where they make a nest. They got right north of the lighthouse, and they got south of the lighthouse, and they got a key called Besserwood Key. It's over the edge way down. There's a big pile of rocks, but in that direction. And about 11 nests, 10 or 11 nests was right down there. But I used to go down and get them. Another guy would go with me sometime if he was around. The rest of the guys don't go down. Too risky. Okay, but the one in the booby will lay up top. You have about 5 or 6 nests up top, and down below you have about 10 or 11. But on this side, you had up there, and by the lighthouse or north of the lighthouse, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nests there. But further down along the edge, just had about skip one nest there and one, and that was it. No more. Now further down on the south side, going west, down that way, you had the places where booby used to be too. Now I never check them out all now. I don't because I don't go on the cliffs no more. But if the cat is, if the cat's going to take over the island on top of the bluff, well, they would have to do something. And if they're eating the booby birds, that's another thing. So they better do what they got to do. We didn't have this part of the cats around.
You said there used to be more nests on the south side of the island.
No, I don't know who's going on there, but Nestor was around there on the other side, but I don't know now who you could. There is nobody going looking at eggs. There was another guy who would venture to do a lot of things, but he's dead. And my little buddy that went down with me a couple of times, only to fish, not to look at eggs, went over. He's married to a Yankee girl in Oregon, and he don't do that anymore. So there is no one to tell you. The whole thing gonna be is that cat lovers don't want to know people set traps and harm the cats. No, I hear them talking. But if they find out that these cats are eating the booby birds, well, that's a different story. I live here and I never saw a cat up yonder in my life. Not on top of the lighthouse. I never saw one. I go up and fish. I go up and look booby eggs. Never saw a cat up there because there was nobody I would live up there to create cats around. Wasn't much trees up there for the birds and things would hang in, and maybe a cat would try to catch a bird out of a tree. But the booby birds was up there, and they don't walk around up there. The booby birds only lay and fly up. They don't go down on the nest and get back up. They don't walk around up there. They're not for that. They fly out in the ocean and walk on. They got webbed feet. The other bird is different as a man of war. He don't lay up here, so the cats will get to eat him. The cats don't get him. He's a frigate bird. They call him a man of war. He's different. But the booby, the Cayman Brac booby, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now they don't. I don't think they get a chance to eat they're not going to eat the brown booby, because where the brown booby goes, these other boobies don't go. They probably, if they're eating any, they're eating the ones that lay eggs, and the brown booby don't lay any eggs. So they pitches like in the mouth of a cave and protect themselves because they're young, the young ones. And they're brown booby, you find them in a cave and you frighten them and scream at them, they all fly out. But the mothers goes there too when there's no mating time or no laying time. When it's laying, they're always flying around the edge pyramid to make nests, but not the brown booby.
Tell me, what do you think the future of Cayman Brac is? What do you think?
Well, the first thing is, according to what I think, and it bases on the rest of what people thinking, that as long as Caymanian can hold out to keep it as a paradise, meaning for freeness to dive in, snorkeling, fishing, because that's what the island was about. It's a little fish island. That's all we really were. The farming was done on top, and we just with a machete. Good God. No bulldozers, no nothing to... So if you keep trying to put it into a modern system, you're going to have some trouble with the existing Caymanians. Grumbling. They never will march really too much. I'm not used to that. But they talk a lot and get angry. So the modernism will still creep on. It's going to keep on. It's going to keep up because foreigners will come because they like it here. And the Brackers, in case to talk with the Brackers, they got it pretty good because Brackers, like, we got used to the Americans sometimes we went to sea. It's just that they have their country and they got lots of rules, and so much of them they got to make their rules. And now they like it here. They don't worry because they can do what they want. They like snorkeling, diving, and if they want fish, they go to the restaurant. So they're not in any. I don't see the tourists not like in the Brac, but the big boys with the laws now, there's the one. They gotta don't try to hurt the Caymans too much because we're just used to going here, walking here, doing this. No sign. You don't stick up a sign. You got. Nobody would stop you. Walk right through I walked through the tourist place on the south side at 4 o'clock one morning. I thought it was around 5, going fishing. And I could hear a sound coming from the house. Private property, private property. I said, oh my God. But I know I didn't walk in her garden. I had a little light. And I went straight to the sea. And the sea was right there. But her house was right there near to the sea. And when I got there, my gosh, you wouldn't believe what happened. Their family live up the road. Always speaking. You know what happened? I caught a big. You know the fishes, the one they call the pompano. There's a lot of them on the south side. So I didn't want them. I wanted a turbot, and I went and looked turbot. And I'm gonna catch my turbot because I know what to do. I'm a special fisherman. I know which fish, how he likes and what he wants. Okay, and you know this. When I was there, and I hit the pompano, but I wasn't fishing for him. The damn turbot, but the pompano take it. I hold it, and I wouldn't get. I had to eat a pound test, and I wouldn't make him go nowhere. I said, "Come here." And he would put my bottle there. I said, "Oh, not a damn. Come here. I know what the hell you is. Want to fight?" He's okay for people who want a good fight, but I want to spurt and fish. And I put him up. And then look, I see a man come running. The sun was just coming up a little bit. He come running. He said, "What the hell you getting, mister?" I said,
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, all right, yeah. That's lemonade.
Thank you.
Cayman Brac lemonade. Lime from the rock back. She's a special cook. She used to cook for the big hotel that was the one outside of the island years ago. Mm-hmm. She cooked there for some 20-odd years. 20 years she was cooking over there. Chef. Woo! Well, she was doing some cooking, but she was married to me. And she gave me some of the styles they learned how to cook. She learned the Cayman Island one. Cooking at dinner. Oh, that I like. When you eat it, you're okay. It's not like eating things and when you belch, then you feel like you're empty again. No, when you eat a coconut dinner, fish, yam, cassava, potato, and pumpkin, everything in one, with the fish head or fish. But the reason is that you're losing that now. You got so much different style here. You know all these restaurants. I don't know. I don't know. No, I got a good cook here. She buy the food. I try to eat it, but
So what do you think? What is the future of the island? If you could say it concisely, shortly, what do you think?
Well, I think if right now I can't do anything more now except sell tourists a couple of my little craft that I make. But I think if it I think the biggest danger is what's going to happen between now and the next election. I guess it depends on. I don't know if they can stop what's going on, such as, like I say, you got the young generation, police, young generation who is, you know, the young people, it's hard to handle them in the way that you want to. So I think if they keep up how they're going now, and tourists are getting pretty good around the islands, and the tourists are happy still. 'Cause I talk to them all the time, the tourists. And the people asks me, what the tourists say about us. And then that's why I ask them so much questions. And they said, I tell them, I said, no, the tourists love the island. And I think that if they don't, they've got to remember the Cayman Island system. They have to keep that in mind because look at the big America and all them. Look at the trouble they're having up in the east of there with Israel. And what is going to happen if they don't? It could be solved easy, you know. Do you know that? That war in Israel could be solved easy.
Can I hold the lemonade for you that's in the microphone right
yes,
here? Yes. Let me hold it for
yeah.
you.
I'm waiting till
How would you solve it?
Who is the greatest power in the world that everybody knows?
America.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's it. You know, if a mom and dad got children and they don't make them children see who is the boss, you know what happens? You're not going to kill your children.
1 minute. Who taking care of Almond Beach now?
Who taking care of it?
Mm-hmm.
It might be, you got to call Pink and them or Melissa.
Oh, Melissa.
Yeah.
You know Melissa Rich?
You see, that is the trouble right now. Your country is tops. America is tops. I mean, no matter what, you know, you got a little ups and downs with that, but that's okay. So all they got to do is just, I don't know who you can put in there. You probably know here, but I know what they can do with that Hamas. You see, if somebody steals your things from you, and you know he know he's stealing you, right? And because you catch him, you may act critical on him. But then, if he don't ever not to do that again, how are you going to stop him from doing it again? Well, you can. You can. Oh, yes, you can. But if everybody wants to have their way, how in the world you're going to have this trouble? If everybody think, well, this one say you can't do this one say you can't do this, and this one he will do this, but you can't do this. Now, you won't solve that. No, you got to get the big powers to not just say, I'm the biggest power. If the police come, what are you going to say? I'm the police. Everybody, okay, you got to do that. And if they want to back it up, America can back up anything she say, if they're willing to do it.
Can you excuse me a minute?
Mm-hmm.
What's Melissa's number?
Look right there in that book I got right there. There's them leaf and you'll see I in it. You'll see I in that. Look in that book.
The red book?
Yeah, with the red cover on it, yeah. Got three pages on it. You should find on that. Look slowly and you see Melissa. You see it?
How many years have you been married?
40 odd years.
166.
And not there, but let me tell you something. You married?
Not married, no.
Well, you're gonna need that.
Yeah.
After a while, you need it. What happens? It is a great help. It's a great help, but it's hell. But it's a great help. I must tell you the truth. You can't. Only the twins can, and even to them gets out of line. And this is fixed just because you like her, and they said marry her. That's it. But she's a wonderful one. She cooks good. She's very think, you know. Right. Then my daughter, she's woohoo. She talks to the world and she types and talks to all the foreign people. She's getting her degree in about 3 months. She'll be finished with life. Now, she went to the Ringling School of Art in Florida, and she came home and then after she got trained to finish it online. So she got about 3-4 months left and then she's finished. She's smart. I got my store over here. So whenever you want to check, you can see some things in the store. See that crazy thing that all you got to do is give your girlfriend or your wife one of those, and you don't have to say nothing. They speak for itself. Once you tell her what it's all about, just tell her and leave it to her. And then from then on, she can just put it on because she knows she don't have to say nothing once you see it. It's a hell of a thing. But they gave me that money. They laughed so much down in Cayman. I said, it's a thing of the old days from school. And it was a nice thing, but they took it into a dirty thing. Island people, they kind of think like that. So I'll say it again. If my island here can hold on to and just consider the island people a little more than what they're doing, so that the island people can keep calm. Because the tourists like when you speak to them calmly, and people that are angry don't speak calmly. So, and you got to remember the small island, what they were used to, they're just used to it. Now, some people is not going to mind because they got a lot of money, made a lot of money, but they're the poor class. They don't like it, and everybody promised to be everything going good, but you're not get it all good. All they got to do is try to hope that who they get in will do a little better. But let me tell you something, sir. The best thing I can say to you, to the world that I know of, is that if things are happening to those birds that has been so good, that we had so liked this island, all they got to do is find out what you can do, because a lot of the cats are wild cats. I don't think they're cats that leave in your house and go up there and killing the birds. No, I don't think so. But if they're cats that are already out in the wild and they're doing it because they're hungry, they got to feed on something. It's nature. They're going to have to feed. But the booby birds, they won't get them all because all the booby birds don't go where the cat go. The cat can't go down where all the boobies lay. They can only catch the boobies on the top. On the top. They can't go over the edge of the boobies that lay over the edge. That's for sure. So we will still have boobies. We will still have the boobies. And kind of boobies all, from way back, the boobies would lay down on Besserwood Key. And now they're laying right here. They're right up here where you can see them. Have you been up there? You can see them up there. They never lay that, and they just knew that about 2 or 3 years ago. They just started that. So something ate them. I went fishing up there, and something ate three. And I found them, and I carried the girl, my friend, and the girl from Israel, the woman, and she took 2 pieces of the eggs, and I put them back. And the next week, I went past there, and 3 of the boobies was dead. I don't think it's any cat, but that's just me saying that because I was never used to knowing that a cat was going to do anything. My grandfather said when he was 100 years old, and he said, he would tell me one day, he said before 1930 hurricane swept this island, the birds were laying up there. So a lot of boobies died for the hurricane that smashed the island. And other 1915, another one. So a lot of boobies must have gone. I born 1938. So what I saw was a good lot of boobies, including the brown one. But the most one I saw was the mother and father. Because not all boobies hatch all 2 eggs. That was another thing we don't know why that happens. I can't go into that. I had to get the Americans to check that out. We just don't know that. They don't seem to have 2 babies in one nest. Well, chance, look, you see 2 in one nest, but they lay 2 eggs. But we did find out why one don't hatch before the other one, because when she hatch one, she got to go look food. The husband is not a nice guy. I mean, the he one doesn't treat the young one as the mother do. So the mother has to leave that nest or the egg and don't sit on it and go out hunting food. And by that, the other one don't hatch. So we think that's what our research, and you can hear that is on a balance.
Just one last question.
Oh.
Could you tell me your name, how old you are, and where you're from and where you live?
Okay. Well, I was born in 1938, 4th of May, right here in Spot Bay on the side of the road where I'm standing right now.
What is your name?
Tenson V Scott. Not the Bourbon that they got in the British. There was a British, the poet, something from England. Lord Tennyson it was. No, I was named Tennyson. But I come to find out that Lord Tennyson, when I went to school, was a Lord Tennyson. And this island, there were only two Tennyson here in Cayman Brac. Tenson McFarlane, Tenson Scott. My mother and father was from here also.
And how long have you lived here?
All my life, except the few years that I spent, about 16, 17 years, traveling up and down to sea. Merchant marine, like the rest of the Caymanians. I like that very much. I get to see people of the world and talk to them. It was wonderful.
And which island do you live on?
I live in Cayman Brac on the north side of the road in Spot Bay.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. No problem. Nice meeting you, though. If you want to take a peep in the shop, you can see what we sell, or look at it and say, ooh, I think.
Yeah, let me look.
Yeah, sure.
And I'd like to take your photo portrait if you don't mind.
Oh, no, there's a lot of that in there. Yeah.
Interview ended at a good time. The sun is shining here now, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I know. But that's okay. I fish all day in the sun when I'm out there.